Hi.
Hey. No.
Whatever, Javi.
Are we bringing back the what's up from last
What's
stream?
up? Yeah.
What's
It's a callback.
Oh no.
It holds up. Still funny. It holds
Steve,
up.
Did Steve hear that story about the what's up?
Yeah, I was here last week.
Oh, I forgot.
You don't even remember me, Javi.
Javi, you're so dark we
He
can
didn't
barely
even
see
realize.
you. Are you
With
in
my
your
chopped
basement?
liver.
Yeah, I'm trying not to do it too bright, but
It looks very speaking of film noir, like look at Javi. Javi is
Right.
like, you know, mysterious.
Are we
Over there.
actually live on Twitch? Because it's not popping up.
We should be, yeah.
there we go.
Parents, fans.
That's your studio.
This is my studio, Crawl Space Studios.
I like it.
The
You should really like trademark that. That's funny. Crawl Space Studios.
Like
If
make
you
it a
li-
thing, record some people, and
Yeah.
if you listen closely, you can actually hear the cockroaches and the rats.
the rats chewing at your
Yeah.
like
Excellent.
electrical.
Excellent dead mouse in his computer.
Oh shit, that would be an awesome thing if it was true.
The
For sure.
backstory, yeah.
I think
I have
it's
no idea
true.
why.
I think it's
But we all know it's Dead Mal 5.
Dead Mouse 5.
Yeah.
Brian on YouTube says, "Is here the freak show? Is this the freak show?" Yes.
Yes.
Welcome.
Yes.
Doolin's on Twitch. Hello. John Doe on Facebook. Hello. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll give people kind of a minute to join. You know, we do these usually every Wednesday, sometimes Thursday, sometimes at 6 and sometimes at 7. So thank you guys for joining us, knowing that we don't normally have a schedule. But if you guys get the live notifications on Twitch and YouTube and you're subscribed and all that, you will get notified every time we go live. So usually once a week, unless we want to skip a week because we don't feel like doing it.
Or we're busy.
Or we're busy, you know.
One of our patrons, he was messaging us. He was like, "Can you guys do it Thursday this week? Because I guess he's going to some kind of show tonight or something." I forget
well,
which band he
sorry.
said was playing.
Sorry,
Yeah.
buddy.
That's a no. Sorry.
No, I mean, I love that they like want to be live and stuff. I just think that's so cute.
What's up, Zemaha from Mexico?
Hello, people from Mexico. Hola.
That's probably how you say it, right? Zemaha? Zemehe?
Keep going, Steve. It's
Zemehe?
Zema hey hey, Zema hi.
I was literally just singing that in my kitchen while I was making my drinks before. Like, wow. It's funny that you jumped right into that.
I don't know, man. I picked it up. All right. So Duke says that we're really quiet.
Everyone or just certain people?
Well, you are coming in low.
It's usually me.
You're coming in low. I can boost my
You're
DD.
saying I'm coming in low?
I don't know. Let me just make it
know.
louder up here. I don't want it to peak, you know?
Right.
Check.
Right. Check. Check.
All right, we're good. Do you have reverb, Steve?
No.
Sounds
Is it
good.
just my room.
Natural reverb.
Reverb.
The golden voice just naturally has reverb on it. Sounds
That
great.
Frasier says that about himself all the time.
Oh, the golden pipes.
Yeah, his voice or whatever. He was like talking on the radio, and some girl was like, "You have a very soothing voice." And then, of course, he is like, really leans into this, like, "Why, thank you." You know, like it's real deep and sensual with it.
Yes. Bill says hi from New Hampshire. I'm stuck at work on a double shift until midnight. So glad that you could check in. We are very glad that you could check in as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Double shifts are no joke, man.
Mm.
Yep. Yep. How is everybody today? Band members? What's new?
Nothing much, man. Just working and doing stuff and things, and I feel like it's weird because it feels like I talk to you guys like every day. I don't know. Even if it's been a week, it's like, oh yeah, I just talked to them yesterday.
The days go by.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. Well, I guess there is something kind of new. One of my coworkers is having a baby tomorrow, so that's kind of exciting, and it's cool to see. I'm curious to see what parenthood, like that kind of like flip of the coin. It's like you see somebody with no kids and then they flip, and I wonder if it's going to be noticeable, like a noticeable difference. So I'm curious to see that.
Do you think you're going to get the speech where he comes up to you and gives you that whole like, dude, like, I just didn't realize how my life would change, and I was living for myself, but now I'm living for this person, and, you know,
yeah,
it's gonna get real deep with you.
Yeah,
it's like a part of me, man.
It's like, yeah. What's that, TJ?
I don't know. I mean, like Javi has a kid, so I'm pretty sure he knows what it feels like.
No, but yeah, but it's like, kind of like I don't know, the thing people always say. It's like every new parent like has that moment where they get all like deep about it or something. Like every new dad or something is gonna, regardless of who they're talking to, they're gonna give you that like speech.
I think you can go two ways. The first way is like, damn bitch, that shit ain't mine, you know, and then they bolt. Or the second way is like, yeah, you have this kind of like revelation and you're like, oh shit, like life just makes sense now or something. So right. I'm curious
okay,
to see
yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that. Like the two, like, I don't know if it's that common that people are like, that ain't my kid. But I don't know. I'm sure people like it either freaks them out or makes them feel more whole or something.
Right. Yeah.
Hopefully the latter.
I think Javi can probably attest to parenthood being like both sides of the coin. Like you have your days where you're just like, oh my God, I love this kid, being a parent's the best. And then do you have the other days where you're like, I'm giving you up for adoption, like immediately?
I mean, yeah, it's one of those things. It's like a little puppy. It's like if it shits all over the rug, you're like, damn it, like I just spent God knows how much money on this rug, but I can't do anything to this little, you know, puppy, because it's like it doesn't know anything. It's cute, and it's like,
right,
you know, I was cursed with a very, very cute baby, and so you look at him and you're just like, damn it, your heart melts, even though he's like shit his pants and like got it all over the floor and shit. You're like, ah.
But the good news though, Javi, is the kids grow, and then you can eventually start having conversations and then teach them, and they can learn. Whereas like the pets, like I'm never going to be able to have a conversation with my cats about shitting on the carpet. They're just going to keep doing it if they're pissed off or whatever. You know, it's like pets never grow up. They're almost like having infants forever.
Yeah.
You always have to clean up their shit, in other words.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
And there's no like real, like, you know, animals learn, like dogs can be trained, but it's still just to an extent. You know, it's always like having a toddler.
I want to believe that there's somebody out there in the world that has taught their children how to speak and conversate with them regularly, and the kids still just shit all over the floor. There's got to be that exists in the world.
Right.
Doolin just said, that's why I can't shit all over the carpet. I'm not cute. I finally figured out why everyone keeps getting mad every time I shit in random places.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense.
You can get away with a lot if you're cute.
Oh, yeah.
You can shit wherever you want if you're cute.
And Nick on YouTube says his daughter poops everywhere, so he gets
That's
it.
awesome.
And we've got another Javier in the chat. Like we got two Javies here tonight. Javi on the stream and Javi in the chat.
Hey, I'm everywhere.
Let's have a discuss. Let's open up the chat. Who's ready for the Batman? I want to hear from the chat. What do you guys know now? No spoilers, because isn't it out, or does it come out on Friday?
Thursday, probably.
Thursday midnight.
Thursday,
yeah, I think Thursday.
Cool, but I mean, I want to see it. Josh, you already have a ticket, right?
Yeah, I got a ticket for Sunday, which sucks because I have to wait like 3 days. I had the
like
opportunity.
avoid the internet for 3 days.
Yeah, because I've definitely been it's kind of funny, like with Spider-Man, I was keeping up with it, like all the rumors and shit. I've really been trying to stay away from that stuff with Batman. I've seen like the really good reviews, but I'm definitely going in blind and I'm super pumped about it. And I had the opportunity to go tomorrow, but because of school, I can't. So it sucks, but so I have to wait till Sunday, but I'm super excited about it. Yeah.
You know, when's the last time y'all went to a midnight release? Like that used to be the thing to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A midnight release, like you'd get your buddies, you'd pregame or whatever, and then you'd go to the midnight movie and you'd get home at like 2 or 3 in the morning. That was like the thing.
I'm trying to think if I even did that since moving to Tennessee. Like, I don't even know if I've done that up here. Like, maybe.
Do they still do those midnight releases?
Well, they
at
do.
Movie theaters, but like with COVID and everything, I feel like they kind of stopped doing events.
I mean, I think they've just pushed the time. Like, it used to be like Thursday at midnight because movies open on Friday.
Yeah.
And that was the thing. But now they start at like 7 on Thursdays. They just keep like pushing it ahead, I feel like. So, yeah, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been super excited for this movie since I saw the first trailer, just because I don't know. I like seeing Robert Pattinson kind of get further and further away from the whole like Twilight thing he had going on, because he's been really good in everything else that I've seen him. But mostly, I don't know. I don't know why I'm so stoked for it, because we get so much superhero stuff all the time, and there's been like 20 Batmans. But I think like the last several DC movies have been really terrible. The only like the Dark Knight trilogy was good, but then the only like good movies that come from DC really in a long time have been like the kind of one-offs, like the Joker with
they always
Joaquin Phoenix was really good.
I feel like the Batman universe, aside from DC, right? It has a dark edge to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that makes it like more riveting, and it's not like super. I mean, obviously they have the big explosions and stuff and like the action aspects of it, but I think it just gives more depth to the movie and more character and nuances. And I don't know, I like the look of them. Like the Joker was a dark movie. So a lot of the other DC or Marvel action, they're not dark. Actually, they use a lot of humor in the movies.
Yeah, you have to watch the TV shows to get the dark sides of Marvel. But I think the one-offs, the standalones for DC have been good, because I think the directors are kind of like doing different things. Whereas like, the Joker, like you said, it was more like a biopic or like a deep dive into psychological trauma, and it was like filmed like a drama and not like a superhero movie.
Not like an action,
and this one is very much filmed like a detective movie, and so I think that's cool because it's different and unique. And so I think it was just set up for success from the beginning, because Matt Reeves, fantastic director. Robert Pattinson has been great. I mean, Zoe Kravitz, come on, she's awesome, and the Batmobile is like a damn muscle car. I think looks dope. Like, I don't know.
It's gonna be cool.
I'm super excited about Paul Dano too, like being the Riddler. I feel like obviously we don't really know what he looks like besides that mask. But just knowing what he actually looks like, I can just see him. And he does like a lot of interesting roles and stuff. So I feel like he'll be pretty good.
Your favorite Paul Dano role? Did I put you on the spot?
Yeah, because the only thing that comes in my head is Little Miss Sunshine for some reason, but which was good. Like he was good in that, but yeah, I can't. Yeah, but he does a lot of those kind of films,
independent, kind of like quirky, roles. Yeah. I love when people who were kind of like on the fringe, not necessarily like leading man, A-list actor or whatever, take on these roles. It just like, it's so cool. Like even like you wouldn't think Robert Pattinson would be Batman. I think that's why we're all excited. You're like, we've got to see how it is.
Yeah.
You know, just because it's him. Even when they picked Christian Bale, like that was like, I can't not think of Newsies when I think of Christian Bale. I know like he's most famous for like American Psycho, but he was in that musical Newsies growing up. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
No,
Dude,
I never watched it.
If you look it up, you're never going to look at him the same again, because he like transitioned into like a dramatic actor. But I guess American Psycho did that anyway.
Kind of like Hugh Jackman or whatever got into he used to be in Broadway and then got into the action.
And now all of a sudden he's a Wolverine. But sometimes it goes wrong. What was that horrible Marvel movie? Like the Green Lantern or the Green Hornet? One of those was like really bad.
That was DC. Too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Somebody earlier said, "Oh, I haven't been happy with anything DC has put out," and I don't know. That movie probably came out like 15 years ago, but I know it wasn't. I don't know. In Spider-Man, they love putting like goofy, nerdy guys as the leading man, and that's fine.
Well, because Peter Parker is goofy and nerdy, and so you have to go to the other Spider-Mans to get away from like Miles Morales. You know, he was more cool and like not as dweeby.
Yeah.
All right. So
we got a first-time chatter.
Hello.
Lizzie. We're glad you could make it.
Tumble Lizzie. Hi, welcome. Yay.
Yo.
I hope we don't disappoint you.
And they're gone.
And they're gone. And they're like, you know what? Boop, not for me.
But I think people kind of like that because there's a lot of things that I listen to that are like Free Beer and Hot Wings in the morning. That's such a random show. And then like I listened to the Kind of Funny podcast, and both of those, they're always just like, why does anybody listen to us? Like we're just talking about stupid shit. Like none of this makes sense. We've just been talking about dyeing our beards for 30 minutes. Like anybody tuning in, why do they not tune out immediately? So it's like, I think people just like listening to people talk about random shit and getting to know their personalities. Josh, what have you been up to in a week?
Batman.
No, you
Thinking,
haven't. That's
eating,
Sunday.
sleeping, dreaming about Batman.
Yeah, no, that's funny because kind of like what Javi said. Honestly, it almost feels like it's been less than a week for some reason. Like I don't feel like I've done.
Did we do last week on Thursday then?
No, we did it on Wednesday.
Maybe
we did Thursday, right? Yeah, we did it Thursday.
Are you sure? I thought we did it Wednesday. Because Thursday, I don't think I would have been able to do.
I think it was Thursday.
You guys.
Yeah.
Oh, Tumble Lizzie is a patron. She's a member of the Patreon. Whoop whoop.
Nice.
She sounds like they're in a producer tier as well.
Okay, yes. Tumble Lizzie's the one we talked about.
Gaming.
Playing video games.
Yes.
Yeah. So we still need to do that. I got lots of. There's always video game stuff to talk about, but we need Josh to tell us about his week. Like, not talk about this Sunday, but talk about his past week.
What do you want to know?
What happened since Thursday?
What'd you have for breakfast? What'd you have for breakfast today?
Breakfast. Oh no. Okay. So why that's a weird question. Actually, this week was my midnight like clinical round. Mm-hmm. So I got to go.
Speaking of cleaning up shit.
Yeah, well, I don't do that.
Oh,
I stay away from
okay, all right, never mind. I know they always make like the college kids do that shit when they're doing their clinicals.
Well, if you're a nurse, yeah, yeah, you get paid more to do that, but it's not worth it to me. No, so I got to go in from 10 to 5, so like 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. And it was actually really cool. Like I feel like I'd rather stay up late than like wake up early, you know? So, I mean, it's kind of like the whole night crew deal, you know, like, so I feel like it works with like my life, you know, to like just stay up real late. But yeah, it was cool. I liked it. It was a lot more like the staff's a lot more like chill, and there's like nobody in the hospital, so that's pretty cool, you know. But that's why the breakfast question was weird, because I guess I didn't really have breakfast because I didn't wake up till like 3. So
Yeah.
but yeah, that's pretty much been my week.
Wait, tonight
next
you
time
haven't?
you have
Tonight
breakfast,
you're
No,
going in at
I
10? Last night.
No, I had it last night.
Okay.
So,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
you got, so this morning you got home when? 6 in the morning?
Yeah, so I got home around 6. I slept
gosh.
till about I slept till about like 2, 3-ish, maybe
You
2-ish.
always did do night crew with Steve though. Like maybe you're just
Yeah.
like a night, your rhythm is like naturally like that.
Yeah, so it was easy. Like I felt less tired than, because typically I would have clinical like today. Like I'd get up at 4 a.m. and have clinical till 2, you know. So um and you know that's rough, but I actually felt less tired. I don't know, just staying up all night. But so yeah, it was pretty cool. And then it was kind of felt like a free day today, even though I slept half of it. But I don't know, it kind of felt like I didn't have anything to do today in a sense, you know. But
just talking to us, so I get what you mean.
Yeah, just God, yeah, that, I mean, that was
nothing important.
me.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but yeah, I think it's cool. It's my only week doing it. I'll get to do it another week in like a month. Actually, my last week of clinical, I will have night shifts, so I'm excited about that. But yeah,
I have to find another night crew guy. I've changed.
You're on
like
the opposite
early mornings now.
Yeah.
So. But I don't know. Maybe when we're on tour, I'll be able to break from waking up in the mornings, and I'll want to do night crew.
Yeah, I think the hardest thing for me is just going to bed early, and it's like I'm not good at it. I'm not like good about it, so like I will still go to bed at like way too late and then have to get up way too early, you know. I think it's easier just to stay up and then just sleep, you know. But
yeah.
But actually, once I graduate and start working, I'll have to do a little bit of both, like in like segments. Like I'll have one block of schedule I'll have to do days, and I guess like when you start out, that's kind of what you do. But then I could eventually switch to like just nights if I wanted to. So
yeah,
something I'm considering. But yeah,
Master PPV on Twitch says after this weekend, Josh is gonna keep saying, "I am the vengeance, I am the night."
Oh, absolutely. So on to more serious subjects. That is all I've been thinking about, really. And it's funny because it was just like a couple of days ago. Like it hasn't been on my, like, I've known Batman was coming out, but it hasn't been like, it just hit me all at once. I was like, oh shit. Like I'm seeing like TV spots and stuff. I'm like, this is real. Like this is happening. So I'm like, oh, I'm all excited. Yeah. So I'm all excited about the Batman.
Yeah.
So Sunday. Then Sunday, next stream I can let you know the verdict, so hopefully you guys all see it too. But
yeah, I don't know, I have kind of a busy weekend, but maybe I'll be able to squeeze it in there.
Yeah,
I'd like to go. I gotta find a new going to the movies buddy, because most of mine friends have moved out of state that were like the ones I went to the movies all the time. My friend Kai, he likes to go, and he's got 2 kids and they like to go, so it's usually it has to be like, okay, we'll all go on like either like, because I went with him and his wife to see Resident Evil, but we had to do that on a night that his kids could like hang out at the house with their friend or something. But then I went with them, all of them, and their kids went with us. God, what movie was it? It was not Spider-Man.
Riveting story, Steve.
Yeah, I don't know. It was
Sorry.
age appropriate. I was trying to think
Glossing
of
over.
what came out recently. Yeah. That one wasn't as memorable as the cheesy Resident Evil movie.
Oh yeah. I do want to rewatch that though.
Wasn't the Resident Evil
It's
movie
fine.
like also you could like buy it on Prime or something?
Yeah, most films like you can do that.
Yeah, I
You
think
can watch
Jordan
the
watched it.
Batman on AMC, but apparently it's going to be expensive.
Oh
They're, like,
really?
Yeah, they're like charging more to rent it because they want people to go to the theaters to see it.
I feel like that's
probably
a theater
the fucking
movie.
same though, because like I bought movies during COVID and that came out just to stream and they were like $22, and I'm like, that's about as much as you're gonna pay to go to see it.
Yeah, the thing that I dislike about it though,
For two
is,
people anyway.
For me, it's like I get that they charge that much for streaming at home because they don't know how many people are sitting in the room, and so they're kind of trying to make up for that. Okay, like, well, if 5 people are sitting in the room, that's not 5 movie tickets they're missing out on. But the thing is I don't rent them. I won't rent them. I'll wait until they just are on the streaming service, because to me it's like, why would I pay $25 to rent it when in a couple months you could buy the movie for $20, and watch it as many times as you want? Like, it just seems so high just to rent to watch something one time. Like on Amazon, if you rent a movie, it's like $4 or $5. So it's like, I'm either going to see it in the theaters for the $15 and get that big screen movie theater experience, but if I'm watching it in my own home, I'm not going to pay 20 something dollars to watch a movie one time on my screen. I'd rather just wait.
Got it. That makes sense. I love going to see movies in the theater, but I just I don't do it ever. I don't feel like there's anything worth seeing. The Batman is like the first thing in a long time that I'm actually like, I would really love to see that. And to be honest with you, if I could watch it from my couch, I would do so.
Fair.
Because
I went in.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have
I
an
went and saw
OLED
Spider-Man by myself,
and it looks amazing and it's big. So it's like, it's like I can sit down with my fucking meal and just sit there and be like, boop, I want to watch this right now. Like when it's on my time. And when you go to a movie theater, you got to like go and be around all the people, and it's only at certain times of the day. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's funny because I definitely like both of those aspects, but it's like when it comes to a theater, I look at it more as like an event. Like I look forward to
It's
that
like going
experience.
to a concert,
Yeah.
I also
Yeah.
haven't been to a concert in a really long time.
I know
Yeah.
Coheed's
I'm so
coming
boring.
through Nashville. I'd like to see them, but again, it's like I'm a very much shared experiences person, so it's like I don't like doing things by myself. So it's like I need to find somebody who wants to go to Coheed. But I also am not a fan of the openers. Like I don't
the
care
openers?
about. It's like Dance Gavin Dance and some other metalcore band.
Tim,
It's just not my thing.
Tim Kasher is doing a tour, who is the singer from Cursive, with like Laura Jane Grace and somebody else, like a solo kind of bill. And I haven't been this excited about a concert in a while, so I will probably definitely try to go to that when it comes this way.
Yeah, you should. I almost went to see Me Without You by myself, but then it was on a night that we were streaming, and I was like, again, going in public by myself.
I used to go to concerts by myself all of the time.
I used to go to movies by myself.
Yeah.
That's I went the first time I ever went to see a movie by myself was to see like Captain Marvel. And it was one of those things where I just like never thought that was even, I could never just like do that. And and
it's part of getting older and not giving a fuck.
Yeah, and it was
right?
actually
It
really
nice.
is. Like I really after I did it, like I was just like, honestly, that was awesome. Like I would do it again. And I actually, who talked me into it was my cousin, and when she was in school, she would just go see movies by her. That's like what she would want to do, like when she was like, just like trying to decompress. So I was like, yeah, because I couldn't, nobody wanted to go see Captain Marvel. So I was like, I'm going. And it was, it was great.
Spider-Man was probably like the first, like one of two I've done that. But it's just my personality. It's not a matter of me being like afraid to go by myself, or like, it's not that I don't enjoy being in a theater watching a movie. It's just my personality is when the movie's over, when I'm walking out, I want to talk to somebody about it immediately. If I go to a concert, I want to leave talking about it with somebody, about like the set and they played all our favorite songs, this and that. It's like, I want that experience to like share it with somebody. And so it just feels so awkward to me to leave just by myself in my own thoughts, just like, that was cool. I got nobody to share that with. All right. And then, but and it's not the same to text anybody, because other people, either they haven't seen it, didn't go to the show, or even if they did, oftentimes you didn't see it at the same time. So they're like, oh, I already talked about it. Like, I don't want to talk about it now.
Yeah, they're done with it. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I never really had that. I was just like, this is my favorite band, I'm going. And I went to see, I would usually run into somebody I knew there anyway. Honestly, Florida is kind of a small scene. Everybody likes the same band. So if you're going to the state amphitheater or whatever, you're gonna see somebody and be like, and I also worked at Hot Topic, so it was like I was gonna see people there that I knew, like,
right.
Like I wasn't gonna miss out. Like, plus, okay, that many years ago, I'm talking like 10 something years ago, it was like fucking the golden age for concerts. Like every other week it was somebody like Fall Out Boy or Taking Back Sunday coming, or My Chemical Romance when they were still playing, and then Evanescence, and then Breaking Benjamin was down the street, and then, you know what I mean? Like I was always going to concerts because there were more of them in a small amount of area, because Tampa has a bunch of venues. So it was like so easy, and I was, I wouldn't miss it for the world. So like I wasn't going to miss out on seeing something that I wanted to see. I would drive to Orlando and go to concerts by myself in Orlando, and drive like 2 hours out of Tampa to go see. I think I saw Fall Out Boy there. I saw Cursive. I drove all the way. And I don't know. I don't have that same drive to like need to see bands live. Maybe it's because we spent so many years touring that, I don't know. Like I do like it. It's also expensive.
Can be, yeah.
And I feel bad. So, do you guys remember last week how I was like, I feel really bad because when somebody shows me a new song, or like somebody we know or are aware of releases a new album, I don't even listen to like the full song. Do you guys remember talking about that?
Yeah.
And I felt so bad. And I told my sister that because she was watching the stream, and she was like, why? And I was like, well, mainly because I want people to listen to my stuff all the way. Like I'm in a band, I'm doing it. So like, I feel like, oh, because I go out there and I say, hey, join, like on the stream tonight, it's like, join my Discord, join my Twitch, join my Patreon, and da-da-da. And I'm like, but I don't do that to other people. And she's like, she basically said something to effect of like, well, if it's not good, then that's why. And she
we just have to rephrase
like,
things.
You're in a good band, so like good. People will listen to you.
For you.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people.
There's
a
lot of shit that's shit.
Hey, but some people
there's
like
a lot
shit,
of
though.
shit.
There's a lot of shit.
No.
Yeah.
Full circle to the earlier conversation, by the way.
Somebody else's shit is somebody's.
God, don't say that.
Josh has a whole thing for us.
No, one thing that I'm learning, just as a musician or artist, whatever the fuck, like, is I used to overlook the average listener, and I'd be like, oh, I'm a musician and I know notes and chords, and so I know music. But like what I didn't understand was that the average person, they may not know music or notes or chords and bullshit, but they know when something sounds good. Like they know when something's fucking awesome. And like it took me a long time to understand that. And I'm like, okay, like so yeah, if
a lot of producers don't play any instruments.
If something doesn't like catch me like right away, then I'm like, that's cool. And it can be well produced, well written, well made, you know what I mean? Like you could tell that maybe they spent a lot of money on it, and you know what I mean? Even even stuff that's on the radio, even like, oh, your favorite band releases an album and you're just like, yeah, it's all right, you know, nothing groundbreaking. And then you like also
speaking of new albums, Tears for Fears just came out with a new album and it's actually really good. I'm really enjoying it.
Nice. I want to talk about what Lizzie is putting in the comments. They went to a small intimate concert for an artist who made 2 albums in 1970 and 71. His name is Rodriguez. Have you guys heard of this person?
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard about the documentary.
The documentary shot him into the spotlight. But they got to go to the concert, a small intimate concert with Rodriguez. And he was amazingly nimble and skilled with the guitar. He was like 77 at the time of the concert.
What was the name of the documentary?
Mad.
Oh.
MADD. Yeah.
Yeah, my brother or somebody was telling me about it. Like
he mysteriously disappeared.
Oh.
I saw a documentary that it sounds similar to that. It was called like Sugar Man or something like that.
Yeah, something Waiting for Sugar Man, I think it was called.
Yeah. Is that the same guy?
I don't know. Somebody Google it. It might be.
Yeah.
But they said his career in America failed, but he became a superstar in South Africa, and South African producers were trying to figure out his mysterious disappearance.
Yeah, and he was like working in some shoe shop in New York or something.
But he's like crazy good at the guitar. Like this musical genius or something.
Something like that.
Sounds like an interesting watch. It's cool that you got to see them.
Yeah.
And then Master PPV. I don't know why that's
Master P.
Master P.
I think it's Master P, and then
a PV.
PV is the other thing. So I'm just gonna call him Master P for now.
Master PP.
For her. Master PP. That's Soul Queef on
Where's
YouTube and Master PP and Twitch.
We will butcher your screen name. Welcome to the Nearly Dads Live. This is what we do. But they're a concert photographer, and they just filmed or did some local gigs, and is just missing shows so much. Definitely not as many shows as there used to be, and there's definitely, I'm just gonna say it, there's not a lot of quality.
Yeah, Lizzie just confirmed that yes, the Searching for Sugar Man is the documentary.
Yes.
Oh, I meant to type the word made instead of mad. I'm like, oh, is Mad the name of the documentary? No, it's Searching for Sugar Man.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Man.
Nice.
I heard about that.
Okay, PPV is my initials. It's just a name I made when I was like 10.
Whatever, Master PP. That's what you are for every time you come on here.
Oh God.
Ding.
Have we finished talking about our weeks yet?
Well, we've done Javi, we've done Josh. I think there's you and me left.
Yeah.
All right. I'll go real quick. You know, I just got to see a lot of my family. I was in Wisconsin for a few days. Sadly, my grandmother recently passed away. But as the silver lining, you know, it always brings the family together. She was 92, 27 grandchildren.
Holy shit.
And 35 great-grandchildren and 5 great-great-grandchildren that I didn't even know about. I found about them. It's like one of my uncles is several years older than my mom. And today's my mom's birthday too, by the way.
Hey,
happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy B.
Yeah.
So anyway, one of her siblings was like really like a lot older than her. They spanned years. My mom is one of 10 kids, hence the 27 like grandkids and all of that. So yeah, there's always a lot of cousins at these places. But I was hanging out with one of my cousins, and her husband is just in awe of like us being able to sing. Like me and my sister, my stepdad, we were like sitting around doing like karaoke and like having just a ball together. And he was just like, I don't understand how you know what key something is in, and what does it mean when it's a different key? And I'm just like, I don't know how to explain that to you, man. Like, I don't know. It's a different key. Like, he didn't understand. And I'm not like making fun of him or anything, but I was like, dude, I've never had to explain that to somebody. You know, like it's weird.
Yeah, how do you explain that?
I know. It's like higher or lower than where you're singing it now. But even then, sometimes they look at you like, what does that mean? What do you mean? Most people...
Maybe explain it that like higher, you're not talking octaves. I'm not saying like volume louder. I'm not saying like go whole. I'm saying like half steps. Or tell them it's like the Thai
right?
menu,
and he just like didn't
Thai
even
spice.
understand.
When they say spicy level 1 to 5, it's like I'm trying to get you from level 1 to level 2. So just go up a little bit.
I don't know. I think that's not a good comparison, because like the spice level is like adding like a rasp to your voice or something. Like that's different. That's changing the way you're singing it, not like the key that it's in.
We're gonna make a spicy key change, so it's gonna be higher.
A key should be a set of notes within an octave. Correct. Yes. But
yeah,
try explaining to somebody what an octave is, who doesn't know anything else, or that there's 12 notes in a scale, and that if you move one, then you're in a different key. I don't know, man. It was so crazy. So, by the way, he's like wildly successful accountant, like nothing that I could do. And I just think it's so cool. He was just like, wow, like anybody who has any kind of musical ability, just like in awe. And, you know, we sit here and we're like, I sound like crap tonight. I'm off pitch, and I'm nothing. I'm not famous or anything like that. But there's still a lot of people who were just like, wow, like I couldn't play. I can't play the guitar very well. Y'all know that. I couldn't play the drums. Not as good as you guys. So yeah, it was a lot of fun seeing the family and just having a good time. It was weird, but it was good.
That's cool. You got to see him.
Yeah. Yep.
Family's always good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, family. It always like recharges my battery seeing my family, and then my mom guilt trips me about not moving back home to Florida.
Yeah.
Then she's like, "What am I gonna do now?"
What parents are for.
I know. I feel for them though. Like grandma was living with them down in Florida, and now I'm just like, shit. She's gonna have like empty nest syndrome not having her there.
Right.
They stayed in Murfreesboro last night, by the way. They stopped in Murfreesboro. They drove to Wisconsin from Florida because they're fucking nuts.
Well, I can't believe they didn't say hi.
No,
they probably just slept.
Wow.
Yeah, they stayed at one of those little like roadside places in Murfreesboro. I was like, that's hilarious. Like,
I'd buy Berta a beer.
Well, she doesn't really drink anymore.
Well, like, you know, like a St. Pauli girl or something.
A non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah.
A Heineken 0.0.
Right.
Does anyone happen to have the time?
7:53.
Yes, it's almost 7.
Oh, shit. 7:53 Eastern.
Sorry. Okay, so 6:53. Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Well, other than like working and hanging out and playing video games. I didn't have a super busy week, but I did take a giant chunk out of my finger on Monday at work, and my hands all like
gross,
useless now. It's like it works, but I've had trigger finger and my middle finger for like over a year now. I need to go to the doctor to like get that looked at.
What does that mean?
It's like my middle finger, it locks all the time. Like if I can't even bend it fully, but it will like it will go like this and lock, and I have to like pull it out to straighten it out again. And it's kind of like arthritis, but it's something about that tendon there and like your joint locking up. And I've had it, so I need to go to the doctor. I think they can, I don't know if it's cortisone or what, they like inject something in your joint and it's supposed to help it.
Maybe it's from guitar. I don't know, but you don't play with that. I mean, that's your.
Yeah, I hold it. I don't really use that thing. I think it's just from like doing manual labor and like tile and things like that. But
is it?
Yeah, I was at work in this hand, and I could gross you all out with a picture if I wanted to, but I was like trying to knock something out. And when I went and swung the hammer, I hit like my finger up against, there was like the edge of the cabinet. And since the wood's like not rounded or buff, it's just like a sharp angled eggs. It peeled. It just took a chunk of my skin off.
Trigger warning. Yeah. Before you say shit like that.
Well, and then I had to go like bandage it myself. Luckily, I keep a first aid in my truck, but I was like feeling nauseous, and I'm like, am I gonna pass out while I'm like trying to band-aid myself here? And but my thing is that I'm just like, I don't know how it's gonna heal. Like, well, what I feel like is it's gonna be the worst ever. Is, you know, you remember when you're like a kid and you fell on your bike and skinned your knee and you'd get like a big old scab or something. Like, I feel like it's gonna scab and it's gonna itch, and that's like what my worst nightmare is, because I'm gonna want to itch it. But yeah, besides that gross thing, yeah, I've just been working on stuff. And speaking of not listening to full songs, we should this week have the master for the next Unearthed track.
Nice.
And I will give that to the patron soon. And then I have a single that another single I'm gonna release that no one will listen to. So I'll put that out there.
Nice.
That's exciting. Fun. Good for you.
Yeah.
But is it under Toby?
It will be, yeah.
Nice.
And then so I'm working on another film fest this week, and it's kind of fun. Like, so I think we were talking about different music, but we got the category of sitcom. So it's our 12-minute or 11-minute film or whatever. It's got to be in the vein of like a sitcom episode. And my friend who's directing it, he likes Halloween ghosty theme to the episode. And so for the music, I'm like I'm basically taking like the vibe of like Family Matters, Full House, like sitcom theme, mashed up with like John Carpenter 80s horror electro. And like, so if you could imagine like Family Matters if John Carpenter wrote it.
But do you have a laugh track?
Cool.
Oh, I was like, dude, I quit if you don't have a laugh track. And he's like, no, I've got the laugh track. He's like, I even got the gasp and the like, ooh, and like all that kind of stuff.
That's awesome.
That should be fun.
That's great.
And then I don't know, I've got another short film coming up, but I'm kind of concerned about it because every time I work on something, I always start working with them when they're filming the film. So like, you know, I'm kind of like there during the process. They send me little things, so I never feel stressed because I'm just kind of like writing as they go. Well, this guy, he's already been done with this film. Like, it's already pretty much edited, and he's like, I wanted original music. And so, but now since he's done with the film and been sitting on it, he wants it quick. And so now I feel like, oh, this pressure that it's like okay, I agreed to do it, but now you all are like sitting around waiting on me. So I'm like, they can't release the film until like I'm done. I'm like, I don't know how long this is gonna take. Like the last one that was that long took me like 2 or 3 months. So like
To make 11 minutes of music?
Damn.
yeah, because I mean I gotta, well that one again, it's like I was doing it as they were like filming and editing, so a lot of it was them waiting for footage. But even still, yeah, if you think about it, it's like, you have to have all the different themes and then like watch the film, make sure all the cues kind of line up, and you kind of got to write it. And a lot of it's a back and forth because you write something and you send it to them and they're like, I'm not really feeling that, so then you got to like start over and come up with something different. Like it's a time consuming process. And so yeah, now I'm always excited to get more stuff like this, but this one I'm like feeling pressure, like, oh, they're all waiting on me and I gotta like somehow bust this out like super quick. And
I'm kicking your feet, Steve.
yeah,
You got this. You got this.
You got this, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
I'll go online to the royalty free and I'll download something and be like, look what I made.
Uh-oh.
That's not a good idea. Let's see. Lizzie said my first song, because we were talking about like what key songs are in and stuff like that. The first song was Not Listening, and then I heard Freak Show, and I literally only listened to that song for hours a day for like a week. I love it.
Well, I think that's pretty cool that like Not Listening is the first song she heard and what made her want to hear it more, because that's not like one of the more popular songs. Because when I think of people stumbling upon us, it's like, oh, they're gonna stumble across Never Look Back on YouTube, or they're gonna stumble across one of the
Evil Ways
singles on Spotify.
One of the ones that has like millions of views or
but she said it was like on a Sounds Like.
Oh, cool.
So
that's cool.
Nice.
Cool. Nice. Yeah. I wonder what we sound like.
Lizzie, you'll get to hear a new alternate version this week, and new album coming up.
We're working on it. Like
we added another song to it, but it's fine. Like that one was already written, so that's.
Let me tell you, I know that I'm supposed. So I sat down the other day at the piano and I tried to like flesh out Supernatural, because there's so much programming already on it that I can't think of anything. So I was like, let me just play it out on the piano just to get the 4 chords and just play around with melodies to get me out of my head. And that led to me noodling and writing a completely new song that I also really like. That's now I'm just like, I'm all about this song and I don't care about the other ones that I haven't finished yet. Like I have a problem with that. Like I'm constantly like, if I sit down, if I sit down, I'm like, oh, this is interesting. Like if I hit a wrong note, I'm like, oh, and then I start like humming along and I'm like, okay, I like this better. Like I'm more into this now.
I think it's like an artist personality, because it's like, even with me, it's like I've been super into this game Divinity, and then it's like I saw that Cyberpunk came out with like a new next gen patch, so it's got like ray tracing and stuff, and I'm like, I haven't played this in a while. Like I wonder how it is now that it's all prettier. And like, so I hopped on that for a second and I'm like, wait a second, why am I like getting into this now when I haven't like even finished the last thing?
Ugh. Yeah.
Well, on that note, I guess I gotta leave you guys.
All right, Javi. Thanks for joining us, man. Everybody say bye to Javi.
It's been a pleasure.
Bye, Javi.
I will see y'all next week.
All righty. Bye.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye. Thank God.
Hey,
all right,
oh
gosh.
my gosh. Finally. Wow.
God. Finally. No.
I hope Javi's still watching.
I do too.
Sons of bitches.
I know.
Master PP said Fact and Friction was his first, and Yes, Divinity 2 is what I'm playing, the second one.
And then first song was Fact and Friction. It was only like a year and a half old when I found it. It's 10 years old now. So thanks for being here for so long.
Nice.
Yeah, they had said that they're a photographer and would have photographed us on tour, but they had something else that came up that night and I guess never got to do it. And they're still a fan.
Wow. That's cool.
I miss touring.
Yeah.
At least nobody
sleeping in the van.
I don't miss that. No. I could never do that again. So my sister drove from Kansas to Milwaukee by herself for the first time, I guess. She normally goes with her husband. And everyone was like, oh, are you? No, that's too far for by yourself. I mean, da-da-da-da-da. And I was just like, they were so concerned about like her safety and like, oh, make sure that you bring like this and this and all this stuff, you know, like an emergency kit, a flashlight, you know, whatever. And I was just like when I was like way younger than Amanda is now, I used to go off across the country with a bunch of dudes in a van. And like nobody ever once even made sure that we had jumper cables. Like we did. We made sure that we had that stuff. Like my parents didn't give a fuck. They were like, have fun.
Yeah.
And like I've also like driven from Tennessee to Milwaukee by myself like a half a dozen times at least. Like that I-95 up through Indiana, up to Milwaukee, Chicago area. Like, and we've done it a ton as a band as well. But that, like, I was, like, living in Nashville and living in Milwaukee, coming to Nashville. I did that shit all the fucking time. And I was, like, not once did my parents make sure that I was, like, okay. And then all of a sudden my sister was on. They were like, oh, no. Wow, no. My parents literally just drove from Milwaukee to Florida. That was, like, a 2-day drive.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm used to, I mean, Josh drives here all the time. Like, I'll drive, you know, Florida or Georgia or and from tour, I don't even care. I remember one time I got stuck in Washington DC on a layover because there was a snowstorm and they canceled all flights until like the next day. So my next flight wouldn't be for like 24 hours and they weren't going to put me up in a hotel. And I was like, screw this. I'm not sleeping and hanging out in the airport for 24 hours. So I canceled my ticket, got my money back, walked downstairs, rented a car, and drove from Washington to Nashville that night, like overnight. Like, because I was like, oh,
wait, when was that?
This was like several years ago.
I feel like I remember that story.
Yeah, it was like 5 or 6 years ago. I was still working at Nobody's, and like, I was like, I can drive home in 8 hours or whatever. So I just did that. And it's funny that you're talking about like parents checking on stuff, because my dad, he's the type of guy that he's not asking me if we have jumper cables or if we got the van checked or a tune-up. He's the guy that's just like, well, you know, do you have the insurance on the car, and does the insurance cover everybody in there and the trailer? And like, my dad is very like, love him, but we couldn't be more opposite. Like, I'm trusting of everybody.
Josh, what do you think on that?
And no, like,
you've met his dad, like you.
Yeah. Me and my dad are the same when it comes to terrible dad jokes and long-winded, boring stories.
It's the views.
But when it comes to like outlooks on life, or I guess other people, like, I'm a very like I trust everybody, probably to a fault. Like, I've gotten myself in trouble a lot just being too trusting and getting screwed over and stuff, where my dad, he's like a very worst case scenario, doesn't trust anybody, like always expects the worst. Like, so he's gonna, like, before he's just like, you know, well, because if you get an accident, somebody's gonna sue you, and if you don't have this kind of like insurance, and you know, they're gonna take all your money and they're gonna come after the band's money and this, you know. And he's just dealing out, like, giving me all these scenarios, and I'm just like, nah, people are cool.
That's not gonna
be
happen.
fine. That's not gonna happen. We're good.
We're lucky that your dad was looking out, though. I mean, you and your dad, like, basically, you know, you help with the band's taxes and how we actually make this a little business.
He's
very
doing
cool.
our taxes right now.
Thanks.
Mr. Toby.
I already did
back
my
in Florida.
taxes, so just make sure that it says that I didn't make any money off the band. Thanks.
Yeah, I did mine too.
Well, there's a thing about that. Is we don't make any.
I know. Yeah.
We're hashing this out. Like
yeah.
we don't literally make any money off the band. All the money the band makes goes right back into the band. But since you're a business owner, you're technically, it says that you do because you own the business. So you own interest in the band. So if the company makes money, technically you did this year. So
yeah, no,
your Schedule K1's gonna say it, and there's nothing that can be done about
no,
that.
I've filed my tax for 10 years without ever even mentioning it. If the IRS is listening, audit my ass. Have fun going through my receipts. I don't make any money off of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, and I have, you know, a day job and I get my W-2 and stuff, and I'm just like, bam, 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 like, let's go. I'm gonna get my refund in a couple weeks. I've done this for years.
Yeah, it's like one of those weird things that it's like, you know.
Well, otherwise
if
if
you
waiting.
own a house,
I'd be waiting so long to get these papers from you. Like, honestly, like, no offense. I know it's complicated, but it's like, it doesn't add to my income. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't feel the need to actually like put it on there. I should ask my cousin, the accountant. I should be like, so let me, but the thing is, I'm kind of like, it is what it is. Like, the worst case scenario, right, is that you get audited and that you end up having to like owe some taxes, right? That's like the worst thing that can happen to you. They're not going to like send me to jail.
Yeah. I mean, 10 years, it could add up. But honestly, I don't think people get audited unless you're like, you know, a huge business corporation, or just like, you know, somebody like that makes six figures, you know, like, a little band like us, nobody cares. We're not getting audited.
Nah, we're slipping through the cracks. It's fine.
Yeah. Anyways, I see people talking about video game stuff. I like video game stuff. Josh, did you play Cyberpunk?
No, I haven't, Steve.
Dude, it's the perfect time. It is the perfect. Well, I know you're in school, so maybe not in your life, but
2 more months.
Finally they released the next gen update. So it's now they've got the actual like Series X, like PS5 versions out with like ray tracing, and all the bugs have been fixed. And oh man, is it buttery smooth, and it looks so good. And like,
is it?
What did I miss? What's buttery smooth?
We're talking about video games.
My mom called. Sorry. And they just got home, so they're fucking tired.
Master PP is talking about Smash Brothers tournaments. Me and my friends played in a couple Super Smash Brothers tournaments at the local game stores back in Tampa. I got pretty far in it. One time I won like 4 or 5 rounds into the finals, and then I lost.
Did you ever go to Beach Gameland, Steve, when you were like growing? Beach Gameland.
No. I don't know. Was that a Clearwater thing?
Yeah. I don't think it's there anymore. It was an arcade that was like, I don't know. Maybe I thought it was a chain, but
I didn't go to arcades much as a kid. Like when I was really young, I went to Chuck E. Cheese, and that was about it. But like, middle school, high school, it was just, you know, console gaming at my house and friends' houses, busting out that N64. And they announced they're making like a remake of GoldenEye, so that should be fun.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's gonna be so cool. Yeah, I've kind of been waiting for on Cyberpunk. Well, one, because I need a next gen console.
I thought you had.
No, I've kind of been aiming for the PS5 first, you know, but it's so
Josh,
hard.
No.
But Steve, I know I need the Xbox, but I just thought, because my Xbox, it's 4K, it doesn't do 120 frames, but it does 60 frames, you know. but I know it doesn't have
the processing power though is the thing. Is it
Yeah.
does 4K, but it won't do ray tracing. The main thing is like the PS5 is a great console, but it's just as of now, it doesn't have, PS5 doesn't have Game Pass. If you're gonna get anything, like get an Xbox, well, they're more available, and get Game Pass.
Yeah.
So you're basically getting 100 and something games for $15 a month. Like,
no, I get that. I mean, I guess my just trying, since like, I don't know, I'm not going to be able to get one anyway until they become more readily available, but I guess it was more just for like Spider-Man for the future, but
right.
really, which is stupid and sad that that's like the main reason, but that's what they do to you, when it's an exclusive like that. But no, I want to get the Xbox too, but they just had them in stock. I got an email. If I had the money, I probably would have grabbed one, but I feel like they come in stock a lot more frequent than the PS5.
Right. You could even get the Series S. It won't have the ray tracing, but it's still 4K.
Yeah, I know, but I'm like with my Xbox One, like that's not a huge upgrade,
Right.
So
well, honestly, with your one, I wonder if you can cloud game and stream in 4K.
I don't know.
There's a lot of great games coming out the PlayStation, but I feel like the amount, you get one or two of those a year, whereas I feel like if you get the Xbox, it's just Game Pass. There's just no like beating Game Pass as far as just like bang for your buck. And and then Starfield's coming out this year, and that's Game Pass day one. Stalker 2. The Guardians of the Galaxy game just came out on Game Pass like today, and that game was fantastic.
I need to play that. There's a lot of games I need to play.
I just saw an ad for the Horizon Forbidden.
Yeah,
Forbidden something.
Like
Forbidden Dawn
week or a couple. I think it came out while Forbidden West. I think it came out while
I thought it looked cool. I've never played any of those games, but I know it's on PS5, and I'm like, I want that. I'm finally starting to wean myself off of the Animal Crossing.
Somebody asked earlier, I don't know if it was Doolin or who, but they were like, when's the next Animal Crossing
AC stream? Yeah, I mean, whatever I told you guys I was going to do happened. Like, I was going to play the shit out of it relentlessly, and then eventually I was going to be like, I've done everything. Like, you get the DLC, and I just played it till there's nothing left to do. You just do it in perpetuity, and like, I've already perpetuity. In perpetuity. Yeah. And yeah, I've done everything there is to do. I have all the furniture items I could ever want. I have all the fucking codes and stuff, and I'm just like, all right. And I've made every vacation homes. That's what you do. You just like decorate the inside of houses and landscape them. And the thing is, it's so much easier than terraforming your own island. Like, if you're doing, like, say you want to like plant a tree on your island, you have to like dig a hole, plant a tree, wait 4 days or whatever. But in the DLC, you just go boop, boop. I want a tree there, and it's there. If you want to put a fence up, you just go brrr. A path, you just go brrr, and it like makes a path, a fence. And I'm just like, oh, this is nice. When you go back onto your island, if you do a path, you have to go piece by piece and lay it. You have to like build the fence piece by piece. And then if you fuck up, you have to pick it back, it's just like not as easy. So I feel like I stopped terraforming and designing my island, and then just do the vacation homes. And then after I did like 40, 50 of those, I was like burned out.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to play probably after we get off tonight, because I heard that now that it's March, the islands don't have like snow on them anymore. So I think maybe it'll spark some creativity that it's like grass again. And I might want to do some like springy type decorating.
You're just going to be hooked for another 100 hours.
Another 100 hours.
Yeah.
Yes. Now that it's grass, now it's grass.
Never play any of my recommendations.
No. No.
There is a game that coming out this year that you should play on your Switch. They're making a post-apocalyptic Kirby game.
Shut up. Say no
and
more.
Kirby can suck up like cars and like vending machines and like
wow.
It looks ridiculous.
That's so up my alley.
It's so funny. But it's literally like post-apocalyptic. He's like going through these malls that are overgrown with grass and stuff, and Kirby's just going around doing his Kirby thing.
That's awesome.
On YouTube, we got a good question for us and the people comment with your answers. But Slot King on YouTube says, "Who is the best Pokemon?" Because we got another Pokemon coming out this year. They announced like Velvet or something, and it's another mainline Pokemon, which is crazy because they just came out with Arceus,
the Diamond one.
Well, that was a remake of an old game, but they came out with the Arceus or whatever, that open world one, like early this year. But yeah, at the end of the year, we're getting another like mainline Pokemon that's supposed to be like open world and all this. TJ's showing her the best Pokemon. For me, I was the same with Pokemon as I was with like Beanie Babies and stuff, where it's like I always like kind of like the weirder,
how cute
obscure, like I really liked Cubone. I liked Cubone. He's cool, like chills with this little skull head. I liked Voltion, or what was the little like fox that turns one of
Vaporeon? Jolteon.
The fox
Jolteon
yeah,
is like
the
one
fox
of my
you
favorites.
could like evolve him into an electric, fire, or water. Yeah, Vaporeon was cool. I liked Jolteon version.
The Jolteon is what I was gonna say, Steve. Now I have no answer.
Oh, well, me and you are just alike, Josh. And then I always kind of favored water Pokemon, like Bulbasaur. Like I would do that to Blastoise.
Bulbasaur is very cute.
Yeah, I would always pick him over in the first three options. I liked Gyarados. But I honestly only really know. I've played a couple other Pokemon, but I only really know first generation Pokemon.
My favorite's the ice cream Pokemon.
The ice cream.
Oh,
isn't there an ice cream?
That's when I hated Pokemon.
I know.
I hated it. Those generations.
It was a joke, but yeah.
There's this one called Leafeon and Vaporeon.
Vaporeon was the original. Leafeon was like, that's a newer one.
What about the like the black one?
How fucking cute it is!
It's like psychic or.
Oh, Jinx is the worst.
Yeah, not Jinx. No.
Oh, you're talking about
clown?
Like Ghastly and like.
Well, those are the haunting ones, like Haunter, Ghastly.
Oh, I know my.
There was like Alakazam and all those guys.
Yeah,
those are cool.
My favorite is Jigglypuff.
Jigglypuff.
Yeah.
Or the Umbreon or whatever was another one. The fox one. That was a cool one. Umbreon or something.
Ember, like Ember.
Embryon, something like that. Yeah.
You know, I always like rip on the new generations of Pokemon for having all the Pokemon that are like inanimate objects. But honestly, even my Pokemon from a kid, there was Voltorb and the like Magna, they were basically magnets in a Pokeball.
Oh yeah, those are cool. And I love their
sorry.
What about
their evolutions?
Jigglypuff or Jigglytuff or whatever.
Wigglytuff.
Wigglytuff.
Yeah. Yep.
Did Wigglytuff sing?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I also Mew is very cute too.
Oh yeah, Mew.
Yeah. Oh, Beedrill. Beedrill was one I used a lot.
Oh, Starmie. That's one of the inanimate ones. That's nobody's favorite. No,
that's a starfish.
It looks like this. It looks like this.
Yeah, it's a starfish Pokemon.
Man, those cards
are realistic starfish.
Well,
Just
no, it
looking
doesn't
at
look
this,
realistic, but my point is it's based off of a living thing. I just hate the new Pokemon where they base them off of like stuff.
Like this?
Like
Metapod.
Metapod is
No,
like a
no. I'm
cocoon.
not trying to show you Metapod. I'm
No,
sorry.
he's showing the
Oh, the
Magnemite.
The
Magnemite.
Yeah.
See, so that was like an example of first generation that was like, okay, yeah, it's just a magnet. And there's Voltorb or whatever that is the Pokeball.
Looking at those cards, like the nostalgia coming over me right now.
I
is
know.
Dude, don't even
unmatched.
say it to Jordan because he's gonna fucking get you onto it and be like,
I know.
dude, you need to start doing this card and this card. And oh my God. And he just gives me the ones that I think are cute or that are like valuable. And he has more than one, I guess. But I really don't care.
I remember like the karate ones. There's like Machamp, Machop, or
yeah.
I don't like those.
The one, I like the ones that you got from the fossil. There was like the
Kabutops,
Scyther or whatever, and
Kabutops is Jordan's favorite. He has like a
Cypher was like
action
the
figure
green
of it.
one that
or
something.
But yeah, what TJ's talking about, that was the one that like its head almost looks like a horseshoe crab, sort of.
Yeah. Yeah, it had the big things on its head.
Master PP says first gen also has muck, which is literally a pile of garbage.
Oh yeah.
Muck is mud. It's like a slime pile. It's like mud.
Do you guys? I wish I could.
There's Ditto that like could be any Pokemon.
Aerodactyl was cool.
I wish I could.
That was the other one. See, Master PP knows all about first generation. That was the best.
Those are the only Pokemon. There's only 150, and I don't want to hear any others.
I wish I could like take the camera and like show you guys what my room looks like because it is full of Pokemon. Like full.
That's awesome.
1, 2, 3. Like he has boxes. He has binders. Like 3, 4 binders full of cards. And because he's like he wants to complete sets, so he has like the complete XYZ set or whatever. I don't really know. And then he has Pokeballs. Like 5 Pokeballs, and then his most valuable cards he has like out on the shelf. Like it's just they're everywhere. And now we have the Kabutops thing. Oh, I do have this. Hold on, let me show you guys this.
Well, he's got that. I got Star Wars Legos. We all have our thing.
I got 2 giant glass cases of Dragon Ball Z toys.
Is that a Dizzy thing above his head or?
No, it's his VMAX. It's like when he gets big.
Oh, that's from that new game, right? Sword and Shield, where they like.
Look at his. He's so cute. I get the cute things. It's super cute. Ooh,
I saw. I don't know. I saw like not too long ago, like that first edition Charizard is going for like $250,000 or some crazy shit like that. Pikachu.
Look how cute it is.
Speaking of cute, one of my favorite like figures that I have is Sadness from Inside.
She's
awesome. Just sitting there like slumped over on the cloud.
Oh, here's one. Iggly Buff.
That's a new one.
Oh.
And why is Igglybuff not ripped? Like it needs like a 12-pack.
I've never. Biceps. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that before. Igglybuff.
Igglybuff. I don't know. It's cute though, so I had to have it.
Okay, speaking of games and shows, I guess that was it's 10 out of 10.
Really?
Like I wanted to play the Cuphead game because the art style looks so cool, but it's so hard and it frustrates me and I get my ass kicked and I rage quit. So so the cartoon on Netflix is perfect because it's like, okay, now I can enjoy the art style, I can enjoy it, but it's like it looks like one of those old school cartoons from like the old Mickey Mouse days or whatever, but the humor and everything is very like Animaniacs. Like the voice acting is great. Like the just Cuphead and Mug Boy together, their like interactions are hilarious. And it's so funny. It's so freaking funny. Like I would say you don't have to watch them like in any particular order because they're all like standalone. I was trying to think. I think like episode 4 is probably like the one that just like I was cracking up.
So is it
back?
Oh yeah. I saw it advertised like on my Netflix. Is it still like the same story as the game though? Where like the devil they have to get
I don't
those
know. There's the
souls?
devil's in it. Yeah, and the
Shit.
devil's taking souls. But
see, that's crazy.
Are you sitting on 120,000 right there?
I don't know. This is
mean,
Jordan's.
One of them
It's a
costs
hollow.
like 250,000.
There's no way. If we had that, we would definitely probably get rid of it.
Yeah.
He does have a base set though somewhere in one of his binders, but I was like, oh, these you can tell this is the valuable one. So
yeah.
I mean, I think all of them are worth
something,
but like
something
the first
to somebody.
edition. Yeah.
Not all of these cards are worth like much, you know.
But when it comes to like that print of Charizard, like they're all worth like something.
Yeah.
But
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't even remember how he got this, but he trades with people. He has a whole community. Anchor State Pokemon Center. Join it on Facebook. They buy, sell, trade. They do waffles. It's fun for anybody who's actually into it.
That's cool.
Yeah, watch Josh. I think if there's the devil in it and he steals souls. So I never played the game because it was too hard. I quit so early on. I don't really know the story in the game, but yeah, it's so good. It's every episode cracks me up, and there's like 12 episodes. They're super short. They're like 15 minutes. Yeah, it's a short little cartoon. Definitely worth the watch.
Yeah, I'll watch
episode where they break off their handle by accident, and I guess their dad is like Kettle something. He tells them it's their baby handles, and then they'll get like they put it under their pillow for the handle fairy, and it's just
that's
funny.
awesome.
Super clever, very Animaniacs. I love Animaniacs. Oh, which also reminded me, speaking of Animaniacs, which is Steven Spielberg. I just saw something today that I had no idea. Like, I knew Steven Spielberg liked Halo, and he was originally supposed to produce this Halo movie that never ended up coming out. But the Halo TV show that comes out at the end of this month, apparently Steven Spielberg had a big hand in it. Like, he read all the scripts and like was there to see all the set designs, and because it's being put out by his like Amblin TV or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like, the trailer looked pretty cool, but like now knowing that Steven Spielberg kind of gave him his stamp of approval, I'm just like, Spielberg guarantee.
Oh yeah,
I gotta watch this shit.
What is he awesome. Doing?
Halo TV series that's coming out this month.
Neato. So I feel like we can try to get on the topic that we were kind of talking about when we started streaming, which was like internet passwords.
Oh, I was frustrated about it.
Yeah.
I've never seen one like you were saying, Steve,
with a space.
Yeah, no,
that's great.
It was a brand new one, and I think it was honestly my mortgage company who has been frustrating the hell out of me because they're just so behind in technology, like making my payments. It's like a separate site, and I couldn't even have like an online account for a while because you had to have a bank account with them. And I was like, I don't want a bank account with you. I just have a mortgage with you. And they finally just allowed like updated. So now I have an account. And that was the one I think that made me do the ridiculous password. But then like even logging into the account, like I can't see half of my information for like my mortgage. So I'm about to do a refinance, and I'm definitely going to refinance with someone else because I'm just like, dude, like I don't want to have to pay my bills with carrier pigeon. Like, you need to update your shit. Like it's 2022. Like everything should be online, streamlined, simple. Like, because originally they were going to make it to where I had to mail in checks for my payments if I didn't have a bank account with them. And I was like, I don't want a bank account with you. Stop trying. I was, and I was like, and I basically got angry with him on the phone, and I was just like, literally every other loan I've ever had, you can pay online. Like, and so they were like, oh, well, I think we got this one thing and finally figured it out. So I was like, I'm tired of dealing with them.
I mean, my rent check is the only check I write. I guess I've never owned a house, so I don't know. That seems kind of normal.
But you're paying rent to somebody,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, to a person.
Yeah, like a person.
Yeah.
So that kind of makes sense. I think my renters, well, I don't know, because the realtor makes sure I get the payment. So I don't know if they write her a check and then she deposits it, but because I don't have like a system. But anything, I mean, you've had credit cards or like you get like
you
a
pay
Best
it all
Buy
online.
card or
I don't like paying stuff by check. It's so weird.
Yeah, you get a car loan, like everything.
It's all online or
everything's digital now.
It comes out of your bank automatically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've like it's like I barely get any paper mail anymore because it's just everything's digital now. You don't need to. It's like pointless.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my rant about my mortgage.
Passwords are just fucking weird though. Like I have so many and I can't remember. And then it's like if you type it wrong a couple times, then it like locks you out. That happens to us all the time with our fucking emails, with our banned emails, right? And then it's like, we're all texting each other like, what's the password? I don't know. I think it's this.
I don't know because we had to change it 30 times.
Because we have to change it every time that we click forget password, and then we like tell you guys, oh, here's a new password for everything, and then it's like no one remembers it.
Yeah, and then there's
some sites
that make you change it. Like there's sites that make you change it after and I'm like, that is, it's terrible.
Yeah, it's like, then why do you think we forget all the time? Because you make us change it.
I am really bad about, because I know like you're not supposed to make same passwords for different sites, but I definitely do.
Oh yeah, my God. My password is the same for fucking everything.
That mine is too. Apparently that's not like, you're not supposed to do that. I'll have like, depending on if like some like can't take it for some reason, I'll have variations of it, but it's like the same password for every single site.
Is it like I love Jennifer Lawrence?
No, I've moved on.
I love I am Spider-Man.
I am Spider-Man.
So who's your new celebrity crush, if you have one?
Yeah, I don't really have one at the moment. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's nobody I'm really
trying to, I haven't, like, I'm trying to think of shows or movies I've watched recently that I mean, Elizabeth Olsen was all fresh for a while.
Well, get ready.
Speaking of Batman,
because she's Catwoman.
Catwoman.
Yeah.
That hand. No.
This is a family. My God. This is a family-friendly stream.
Well, is it? Sure.
Is it?
Is it? Yeah.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not. No.
Yeah.
Well, I thought we were gonna get a lot more airtime on that password topic, but we were way more into the Pokemon. You just can't get.
For sure. Video games and movies are just what we're gonna do.
It's
forever.
forever. It's just what we know.
Yeah, I thought of. Let's just discuss this on air. So TJ, did you get the forward that I sent to you?
The Forward I
forwarded.
No.
Okay, well then I'll just talk about it now. So we got an email. So I'll just ask our streamers if they would be interested. So we got an email from this guy that works for a game developer, and they make puzzle games. Like my mom does these all the time on her iPad, and it's literally like jigsaw puzzles on, like digital jigsaw puzzles.
That's cool.
And they've got one that's fairly popular on Steam. They've got a bunch of different versions, and Steam is pretty much the most popular place to play games on a PC. But they're looking into expanding to consoles as well. But he contacted us because, like with these puzzle games, they often have like DLC packs and different versions that are like, okay, here's space theme or here's cats theme or whatever. But he said they're wanting to do something new and interesting, where they're reaching out to musical artists and they want to do puzzle packs based on musical artists. So they were reaching out to us. So about like us sending in photos of the band, and like the photo would be the puzzle that somebody could put together, but then we would also send them music, and it would like play our music in the background as they do the puzzle.
That's awesome. I think it sounds cool.
Really cool.
Yeah.
They're not asking us to pay for it, are they?
No. They would pay us.
Okay.
It's like a rev share thing. So like every time somebody downloads that pack, we would get like a
portion.
Like, so yeah.
What if people buy like the rock pack and then like nobody makes our puzzle?
It doesn't matter. I mean, somebody's just playing puzzles and they say, and then it'd be cool just to say we're in a video game. I know it's a puzzle game, but
so you gotta start somewhere.
nearly does start a video game.
Dude, speaking of like first video games, because I know we talked about that a couple streams ago, and I thought that was so much fun. Like we talked about Microman, and like remember when I told you guys about the lawnmower game I used to play?
Yeah,
that was like a dot. Like anyway, there was an encyclopedia, like CD-ROM. Right? Did you guys ever have this? And there was like medieval people on it, and then there was like trivia questions, and that was like a game.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you ever play that? Like I don't want to say Encyclopedia Britannica, but it was like an online,
I know what you're talking about,
very
though.
first online encyclopedia.
Yeah, it was like all the schools had that, Oregon Trail, and like Mario teaches stuff. No, I don't know. That came out later.
I had a Sonic teaches me math CD-ROM.
That's awesome.
I had number
cool.
munchers.
We had this
word munchers and number munchers.
I think I had that too.
And where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
Carmen Sandiego on the big floppy disk.
Yeah. That's
I also really liked and story games have kind of come back, but LucasArts, back when they used to make video games, the story had been on Escape from Monkey Island, and they were all on like your desktop. We're definitely dating ourselves for sure.
I know. I don't care. I liked that encyclopedia show. I'd pop that little CD in.
Chips Challenge, I'd play that and Ski Free on the Windows. Like it came free with your Windows.
It was like inevitable that society would go to where we are now, because if you think about it, we were all just dying to play computer games, and even if there wasn't one to play, we played solitaire or something.
Oh, I loved solitaire.
And then everyone was like obsessed with that.
Computer games. Did you guys ever like they would be discs just in like little cardboard things? I don't know. I can't.
I think
I got
later on.
Yeah, because I remember it was like I had like a Yu-Gi-Oh one, but then there would be different ones
that were like they looked kind of like a Game Boy or something, but they would just have like one game on it.
Oh,
it would be like a
Frogger.
Aladdin one, or there'd be like a Mario one or something.
I had this handheld one that I was obsessed with, that it was trying to cross the street and there was cars that would come. And it was like
Frogger?
Like Frogger, but with cars. It was like cars, and it was like this little orange thingy. And my sister and I would fucking fight over it. And for some reason on these, they took a little dot battery. You never had to like charge it, because it was just this little dot matrix screen. It was a little black and white screen, and we never had to charge it. It just took like a regular battery, but it was like this big, like small. It was like small, and we were just like obsessed with
Rocker's doing a Tetris shout out. Does anybody remember having like the TI-86 Texas Instruments calculators, and there was a way to like mod the calculator that you could get games? Like I got Tetris on it, Snake on mine, Minesweeper.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, you could. So my friends told me how to like basically jailbreak the calculator and like build games on there.
Wow, that's cool.
That's very
cool. And then
cool.
I'm like in class playing like video games, and the teacher thinks it's like, what are you doing on your calculator?
Speaking,
I knew how to make my calculator say boobies.
Oh yeah. I might still do that every once in a while.
I never use a calculator, so
it's a fun word.
I use a calculator on my phone. Like I haven't used a graphing calculator since high school. Like never needed
I have one. I have a Texas Instrument calculator in my book bag.
Do you need it to save lives?
No, I mean, no. For the study part, I do, but for certain things, just Tetris, except it was Kirbified, like Kirbyfied.
No, I was more of a Dr. Mario.
Okay, yeah.
Dr. Mario was fun.
Yeah.
Me and remember our old bass player Keith?
Yeah. I was so anti-video game for so long because I really was. I was like, this is boring. No, wait. No, I do know why. Because I needed an inverted controller. And I could never play the games well, which is why I was just like, no. And I only liked Mario. But no, we had a Wii. We had like stuff like that back then. Right? Because everyone would like go and play Halo 24 freaking hours a day. Like all the guys in the dorms and all the guys in all the places. It was Halo. It's like losers to me. And they're just like smoking pot and playing Halo. And I was like, this just is not my scene. And I feel bad for being so judgmental.
We didn't smoke pot. We all lived together and I would get scolded for not doing chores and playing video games.
Well, if you're playing video games in place of getting things done, that's when it becomes a problem.
It was my day off.
See, Josh gets it, man.
It was my day off.
I want to play Horizon.
Yeah, it's a good game. If you've ever played anything like Assassin's Creed or any of those kind of like open world.
I heard
it's very similar.
No, I heard Horizon's pretty hard though, like difficult. I never played it.
I played the first one. This is the first game like that they've ever made. They used to make a shooter for PlayStation called they're called Guerrilla Games. But yeah, it's good. You should still play Spiritfarer because you can play it on your Switch in your bed.
Is that the relaxing game?
Yeah.
Okay. Spiritfarer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or I mean, if you and Jordan are gonna get something on PS5, like I was just telling Josh, like Cyberpunk, they just launched the like PS5, Xbox Series X versions. So like the graphics you have OLED. So this game, Cyberpunk,
look amazing.
Will look in penises. So
see, I don't know if I would like that game.
That's the only thing I look for in a video game.
Well, it's mostly when you're creating your character. But then, yeah, one of the first missions, it was like, well, it's Cyberpunk. So it's like body modifications, but in an ice bath. And you got to like.
Why is that necessary in the video game? I don't get it, but it's all right.
I don't know. It's more, I think, not necessarily that it's necessary in a video game, that it's strip clubs. Like everybody's like.
Yeah, like Grand Theft Auto.
It's like Blade Runner or like. The Matrix is Cyberpunk, like
vibe,
Johnny Silverhand, and
between Horizon Forbidden West, Cyberpunk, and Spiritfarer. What am I spending? What am I spending my money on?
You're getting Spiritfarer and Cyberpunk.
Okay.
Cyberpunk's the sit on the couch, look at the spectacle, play with Jordan. You two play together. Spiritfarer's the like boot up your Switch, lay in bed. I'm just trying to
zone out,
build
therapy.
Some things. Save some animals, guide their spirits to the afterlife.
Got it. Oh, I don't know if my body is ready for anything dealing with the afterlife, but
well, it's a good like uplifting.
Yeah.
Well, they're already like in kind of limbo or whatever. You're helping the animals find like complete their
Game Pass,
but it's on Switch.
Wait, can I get Game Pass and well? Anyway, I don't play like a different game every night like you guys do. I like get into one game and that's all I can.
Game Pass works for people like you because it's like
what Jordan does is like
crazy.
GameStop. So he like brings stuff in and trades it in or prepays for the game. He ends up paying Spirit. It's too much. It's too much.
Yeah, that's another plus.
Because I'm not
to
that
Game
into
Passes.
games.
There's so many games that I just been like Death's Door.
Oh,
I played,
okay. So speaking of this,
really cool.
Lizzie earlier said, I actually have some. Came to my last job at a Target store to pull all the PlayStation Now cards and had us destroy them.
Oh, it's because they're coming out with, I think,
they're coming up with
note
something like a Game
Game
Pass. It's something that's going to be similar to a Game Pass.
It's basically they're combining. So it's like a 3-tiered thing. You can either play the bottom tier, which is basically just PlayStation Plus. You can pay the middle tier, which is PlayStation Plus and Now combined into the one. And then the high tier is those two plus cloud gaming plus
because I know you can't do that on the PS5.
So
right now.
I mean, it's not exactly their answer to Game Pass, because I don't think it's like, oh, you can play new games as soon as they come out. It's just basically those services they already have just combined into one thing.
All right.
But it's got some perks to it. So yeah, that's what she's talking about.
Yeah. They also said they were playing a game called Hollow Knight. And then Master PP said that it was like one of the greatest games ever created. Can you guys tell me about this game?
It's an indie game. It's called Metroidvanias, because like Nintendo made a game called Metroid, and then Capcom made a game called Castlevania, and they kind of started that genre where it's a side scroller, but you sort of it's exploration. It's like you go around the world, you're hacking and slashing baddies, but there's like you have to find a tool or something before you can get to this area, because there's some kind of wall, or you can't access that part of the map until you have this grapple or this thing, and so you got to go beat up guys, find that, then you can go there and you explore that area, and then there's another place you can't get to. I don't know, but it's indie and it's cool.
Also, they pointed out that Kirby and the Forgotten Land comes out this month, so
because Kirby's dope.
I mean, hold on.
Kirby and Cyberpunk. There you go.
Oh.
Was he at a cherry?
It's a strawberry. He's on a shortcake. Look at the little whipped cream puffs.
That's hilarious. Speaking of strawberry, Josh, next time you get to eat breakfast, Cheerios has strawberry chocolate Cheerios.
Doesn't this? It was working earlier because I would like, if I hold the thing for
I can see it now.
If I hold it in front of the camera, it'll focus on it.
My favorite thing to do in Super Smash Brothers was suck people up as Kirby and then walk off.
Throw them. Dude, if I was playing Donkey Kong, I could only play as the girl. Because she has a ponytail that like she like no like all T, she was the best character to play with. Like fuck actual Donkey Kong. He's clunky. He can't even run. Like I don't know.
It's because I feel like, well, I guess
she's the
Diddy
best.
could too, but like she could fly. Even with Kirby and Smash Bros, it's so overpowered because he can fly.
Yes.
Well, and it's like Tails and Sonic is like you get an advantage from being able to fly.
Yeah.
Jumping off a ledge because you can float down with her little ponytail. It's like impossible to play. Just like in Mario, the later Marios where he has the raccoon hat and that makes him be able to fly. Somebody taught me a hack to that game, and I don't know if it was like Mario Universe or whatever the game was, but there was like a way to find that in the first level, and then you can just basically beat the game very easily.
Yeah, you just like fly across every
level. Yeah, you just fly across. So
yeah, it's like behind. You could like crouch down for a while, then sneak behind. So I remember like looking into that.
The raccoon, yeah.
That was Mario 3.
A lot of the levels in Mario, if you find your way up to where the screen isn't showing, you can just walk across and just coins the whole way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the first Mario. That was like the skip the whole dungeon thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like skip
I love
everything.
Little secrets like that. They're fun. When I was in Africa, my sister-in-law got into Wave Race because Wave Race is on Xbox now, and so we were playing, and she's like, we got to find all the secret shortcuts and like all the collectibles. And so we're going. I was like, man, I remember playing Wave Race in the arcade and
That's
Cruising
awesome.
USA.
That's awesome.
All right, guys, final thoughts.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
All right.
And thinking of hungry, I don't know if y'all have Crumble Cookie in your areas, but Crumble Cookie delivers, and I'm going to get fat. But this week, their flavors, they have blueberry muffin cookies. It is literally the best damn cookie I've ever had in my life. Like, I want to order more and just eat that for every meal.
Dude, what? Wait, are they like a local place?
I think they're a chain because they're in Florida. Ricky orders from them sometimes.
But it's not something you could like ship to us.
If it's like in your area, I can order it and have it delivered to you.
I've never heard of it, so I don't think it's up here.
Yeah, my mom or my brother, that's what he did for my birthday, is he had Crumble Cookie delivered to my house.
That's so nice.
Yeah. But yeah,
awesome.
they're good. Like the cookies are like that big, and but their thing is they have like super just outlandish flavors. Like they had maple pancake one time, and like I don't know, they've got everything. But yeah, the blueberry muffin, I was like, this is the best cookie I've ever had in my life. I just love blueberry anything, but yeah, that's what I'm about to do. So.
Nice.
Josh, final thoughts?
I just, zip it up and zip it out.
Zippity doo dah.
Yes.
This was fun. All right,
Yeah,
guys.
this was good.
Yeah,
Good
the
stream.
back half was fun. But,
The front half with Javi was kind of like, meh. The funniest thing is like he's never gonna listen to it and hear us say any of this, so it's like it's like more of like an inside joke.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because we would say it even if he was here.
Yeah.
Because we all rip on each other. It would
Yeah.
not be funny if we just like made fun of him behind his back.
Yeah. You guys never do the stream without me though. Like I was just gonna say, like, do you do this to me when I'm not on? And it's like,
well, me and Josh have done it.
We've
done it a couple times.
I don't know why you can't figure out how to do it, but that's all right.
I don't know if it's my computer or what, but it's like
You
I've
can't
literally gone
download
through
Streamlabs.
Well, I have Streamlabs, and I used Streamlabs when we did it. It was just like, or no, I don't use Streamlabs because the audio does not work on my setup for some reason.
Oh,
it will get my audio, but I can't get
anybody
Zoom
else's
audio or anybody else.
I don't know why. I don't know why it works on mine, except for that it's just, to me, it makes sense. I remember trying to walk you through it, and I'm like, because I'm listening through my Scarlett, everything that I can hear is getting broadcast because the audio is coming from the Scarlett.
Right. And I have
the
a Scarlett
computer.
too. That was like, it was making me angry because I was like listening to you and I'm like, I'm literally doing everything you're telling me to do.
Like the exact same setup.
The exact same setup. Why doesn't it work for me?
I don't know. There's got to be something. Maybe you have something. I don't know. But anyway, we're out, guys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you all of our patrons for being part of our community. We love you guys, and new music is on the way, and we'll catch